want to bring you the next story in our continuing Hampshire County series. Jim Madigan sat down with J.M. Sorrell, an activist and spokesperson for NoHo Pride, about the importance and influence of the large LGBT community in Northampton and where it got started. This was taped last month at the Yiddish Book Center.
I think the women's colleges, both Mount Holyoke College and Smith College, were really bastions of feminism in the 60s and 70s, and a lot of those women who graduated stayed behind and created community in Hampshire County, in Hampshire County, in Northampton and in the Amherst area primarily to begin with. It certainly didn't hurt in 1992 when ABC showed up with 2020 to talk about quote-unquote Lesbianville in Northampton, and I think there was a huge wave of people from more difficult parts of the country where they couldn't feel safe and affirmed who started moving here. And years ago, I know that there were certain businesses where we felt safe either supporting the business or going to the restaurant or being sort of just free to be who we were, whether it's being affectionate with your partner in public or just expressing ideas. Now it seems we are so much more integrated into the tapestry and the fabric of everything that happens in Hampshire County. We're not as separate.
Well, I want to talk about that more in a minute, but I know you had mentioned to me a very interesting factoid. I think it was the 2000 census, you said, found that Hampshire County was second in the entire United States per capita in the number of lesbian or gay-headed households. That really says something, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Suffolk County was #1, which sort of surprised me because I would have thought it would have been San Francisco or some other metropolitan area, but you have to look at the population numbers. And it definitely does. I think what makes it unique is that we are a more rural, suburban community with gay, lesbian-headed households. Most of the places in the country where gay men, lesbians, bisexual, transgender people feel comfortable are more urban centers. And we stand apart in that we're certainly not urban in a big way.
And clearly, and I know numbers for a lot of reasons are hard to come by, but clearly there is a real economic force with the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community here. There is a significant population, and that translates into business and numbers. It has to. Absolutely.
We are communities who are marketed to. If you look at the wedding business, for instance, that's an obvious example. Mainstream wedding photographers have on their websites now not just examples of brides and grooms, but examples of two men who are getting married or two women who are getting married. Same with florists, caterers. So that's just the wedding business. You see rainbow stickers in restaurants that demonstrate that it's either an ally who owns the restaurant or it's gay or lesbian owned, and you know when you walk in that you're going to feel welcome and embraced for being who you are.
You pointed out there were businesses that were thought to be friendly in years past, 30, 20 years or so ago, and people gathered there. And you said to some extent that's gone away. There used to be a lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender business owners association. No more, and that's a sign of progress, and maybe it's sad in a way to lose that community, but it's part of the greater community now.
Well put, Jim. I call it the price of integration. The price of integration is integration. When people come from other parts of the country looking to feel safe and perhaps start a family here and live comfortably, they're surprised that there's not a central meeting place, because wherever they've come from, if it's a state like Arkansas or Alabama, they're used to having these places that are essential where they can meet safely. We are so integrated into the larger community that we no longer have reason for that, and that is a price of success in some way. The identity politics that we had, I would say in the 1970s and 80s, in some ways it's gone by the wayside. Now same-sex couples who have children are more likely to be hanging out socially with their heterosexual counterparts with children. People who don't have children, the same goes for them. So I think we're able to be free and interest-based rather than desperately clinging to each other in a sense.
We're coming up on the 10th anniversary of same-sex marriage legal in Massachusetts after the November 2003 Supreme Judicial Court decision on that issue. You have a particular sense of what happens there as a justice of the peace. I think you told me you've performed coming up on 700 marriages, same-sex marriages, people locally, people from all around. That tells you something about what's happening, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And still, even 10 years later, there are now 17 states plus the District of Columbia where marriage equality exists in this country. We certainly jump-started that 10 years ago, and we can be proud to live in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. But I still have couples coming from other states because they want to pay homage to the fact that we did this, and they want to support our economy. People come here intentionally. They know about the reputation of Northampton or Amherst or any of the surrounding towns, and they're still coming from other states, which absolutely amazes me. I think people are now more naturally gravitating towards locales that are closer to their homes as well. But for a very long time, I had couples coming from other countries and even from California before you could get married in California. And 700 is a lot for me, I have to tell you. I had no idea when I first put myself out there to do this that it would be that astronomical, that it would be so profound for me. And it's incredible. I still have to pinch myself that I get paid to do something so joyous.
J.M. Sorrell, thanks for your perspective. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you, Jim.